Steven Universe Arcade Mania. This is the 11th episode, chronologically speaking. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. This episode is a good episode. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's also very structurally different from some of the other episodes, from a lot of the other episodes, in fact. As the main focus of this episode seems to be that Garnet's weird. Like, this is the episode where we first get, like, concrete evidence that Garnet isn't like the other gems. And clearly we know why now. Spoiler alert, by the way, for this and future episodes. We know why now, but at the time we didn't know why. And it was very interesting. It was very attention-grabbing. It made us wonder. The gems fight this giant monster. We get to see how integral Garnet and her abilities were to defeating it. But all these little drill-like parasite creatures, they're starfish that turn into drills and dig into the ground. They escape. And the gems don't worry about it because they figure they'll probably just leave them alone because they're small and weak. And they've had a rough day, so Steven decides to take them to the local arcade and gets them set up on games, and they're entirely inappropriate for all of them. And it's absolutely hilarious. And Garnet, he tries a few games on Garnet, and she just doesn't seem to get the concept of games, I guess. Ends up breaking a bunch of them until they get to this one called Meat Beat Mania, which is kind of like a meat-themed version of Dance Dance Revolution, but instead of moving your feet, you move your hands. You have these drumsticks, and you move your hands with the drumsticks in them to the beat of the music. And eventually they leave, and they don't realize until the little drill parasite guys come back that Garnet isn't around. And you kind of just assume she was off doing her own thing because she does her own thing a lot. But they realized that she would have known what was going on. She would have known that something was up and come to help them if these things had attacked. And she was off on a mission somewhere, which is our first hint at Garnet's future vision ability. They don't come right out and say it, but it's clear that the other gems know about it and are referring to that when they are talking about Garnet would have come to save them. In fact, this episode is just a big, huge allusion to Garnet's future vision abilities, because when they realize that she's still in the arcade and Steven goes to get her, he sees her third eye flashing in time with the music. Somehow her future vision has been locked into the pattern of the game, and she can't stop playing. So Steven first tries to beat her at the game, but she's at such a high level that he can't do it. So eventually he just destroys the game. When all else fails, use violence. And there are consequences to this. Mr. Smiley, who I guess owns the arcade as well as the amusement park, makes him work for him until the game is paid off. So it's not like it's teaching kids that you can destroy things with no consequences and that it's a good thing. But it is enough to get Garnet free of the pool of the game so that she can go help the others and use her skills to offset the speed of the creatures and use her leadership to coordinate the others. And we don't get to see the fight end, but we get the sense that it's going to be okay. This was a really good episode for defining Garnet's role in the team and for giving us just a little bit of Garnet's mysterious nature to latch onto and wonder about. It was very well put together. It was a very good episode. I'm not going to say it's up to par with some of the most recent episodes, but it's definitely much better than a lot of the earlier episodes. This is also the episode where we first see Garnet's third eye, which was very, very interesting. This is the first time we see Garnet without her shades at all, which I thought was kind of interesting the first time I saw the episode anyway. Because you kind of get the real sense that Steven had never seen her without the shades before. Which, I don't know if that means anything, but it might mean something. I don't know. See what I mean? This episode makes you think about stuff. But guys, what did you think about this episode? Do you agree that it is much better than the early run of episodes, or do you think it doesn't quite stack up? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below. Either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.